in this video, I will be sharing and breaking down the 3 steps that changed and improved my life. I hope that in doing so, I will be able to help or motivate you in any way to maybe consider implementing these 3 changes in your life too, if you don't already have them in place. They will surely enhance your mind and your quality of life. So let's get into it. Hi guys, I'm Kiara and welcome to my YouTube channel. Wanting a healthier version of yourself or of your life always starts with a thought, a need or desire for change, which is then followed by little steps that unlock so many things. Even though we could have an idea on the things that we would like to change, improve or work on, it can be a little bit difficult knowing exactly where to start. The biggest life change for me started about 2 years ago, and more so this last 1 year. Even though I knew the things that I wanted to address in my life and in my health, I was definitely feeling very overwhelmed, not knowing exactly what step to take first. In saying this, as we know, we live in a very busy time where life can get crazy. It can be full of work, studying and all different types of things. It's very easy to lose sight of yourself or kind of forget to put yourself first and to not neglect yourself. We definitely have to remember that our health comes first. Not in a selfish way, but in a way that we can be the best version of ourselves, because only when we help ourselves can we then begin to help the people around us. But the beautiful thing is that we can change this in any moment. The step before the first step starts with making the time to have a conversation with yourself. Yes, that's where change begins. So during the reflection time with myself, I asked the following 3 things. What was my current lifestyle? What was my routine? And what were my bad habits? I then asked myself, what were the things that I wanted to change or improve? What were the goals that I would like to accomplish? And where I would want to see myself in all of these different areas in 1 year's time. Because as we know, all good things take time, effort and commitment. After having this time alone and connecting with my mind and all the things that I wanted to address, I wrote everything down so that I could visualize everything, because I am a visual person. This really helped me to have everything clear as a guide and as a reference. I was able to remind myself what were the main things that I wanted to change and how I was gonna do this. Okay, so to get into the steps, step 1 was changing my sleeping time and wake up time. This one was a huge one for me. So having a correct sleeping routine has always been not a thing for me in my life. It's always been all over the place. I would go to sleep around 4 to 5 a.m., which was super bad. I addressed this by going to sleep earlier, 30 minutes every week. So from 4 a.m. I went to 3:30, and then the second week was 3. The third week was 2:30. Fast forward to about 10 months later, I am now able to get ready to go to bed at 9:30, and I am in bed by 10:30 p.m. every single night, and waking up at 6:30 a.m. This has been so amazing. It's been the best change that I could have ever really made. I think that this is definitely the base of it all, of all the changes. It definitely starts from the time you are going to sleep and the time that you are waking up. Such a crucial part of everything, the way you feel, the way you think, how productive your days end up being, how much time you have. I've definitely gained a lot of benefits just from changing these times. I wake up feeling so much better. I have so much more energy. I of course have so much more time to get so many things done. The quality of my day has just multiplied. It just feels so great to really make the most of every minute and every hour of the day. Whereas before, I used to feel that I wasted so much time. I would be in a routine where I was kind of just not doing so much, even though I was working so much, and I would make time for family and friends and getting things done and still having a social life. Still, the days didn't feel that they were as full as they could have been. And so I feel that with the change I've implemented and finally having this really healthy structure in my sleeping routine, it's had nothing but amazing impacts and changes in the way I feel and in my days. Where there's a will, there's a way, and it's very true. This intertwines with step 2, which was changing the food that I eat, learning about food and nutrition, and understanding what good foods are and what bad foods are. So this, of course, was another really big challenge for me, but it was definitely something that needed attention and needed to change. Basically, my understanding and knowledge of food and nutrition wasn't the best. From a young age, I was already instilled this passion of food and learning how to cook and make all these delicious Italian cuisine, like homemade pasta and pizza and bread and everything else. To say the least, my eating habits were never really monitored. I didn't have the best understanding on what a good, healthy, balanced diet looked like, what foods weren't so good for you and why it wasn't good for you. So I think having an understanding of food is so important, but it's something that I never really took the time to learn or understand. So prior to the changes, I was eating excess amount of carbohydrates, pasta and bread every single day. And then of course, fast food, a lot of dessert, a lot of processed foods as well. Now, I am so much more careful on the foods that I eat. I'm eating so much cleaner and have dramatically reduced the amount of carbohydrates that I eat, and instead introducing so much more richer foods that have been nourishing and fueling and giving me so much more energy, making me feel super good during the entire day. It's been giving me such a good source of fuel and energy that I've never felt before through food. And I think that complementing eating well with sleeping and waking up well, this just goes hand in hand. I think that they're two things that are just super important on how we feel and how our days are. And this definitely adds up to having a richer and healthier lifestyle, for sure. Another important aspect that I've learned in the change of my diet has been understanding calories as well, and realizing that we have a recommended daily intake of calories. It was never something that was present in my diet. So therefore, I was always eating however much I ate without ever measuring. I highly recommend you to watch Andrew Huberman's podcast. He has a lot of different podcasts and they're very helpful. And I've learned so much from him. So I'll leave the link up here. This is to his channel, but of course you can check out everything that he speaks about. He is of high value and I have learned a lot from him. Because I'm very into making all these healthy lifestyle changes, he's definitely very beneficial to listen to and to learn from. In the second step of changing my diet and eating habits, I have also changed my water consumption. So in the past, my water intake was also very low. I was definitely not drinking anywhere near the recommended amount of water, which I believe is 2 liters per day. And I was probably drinking 1 or 2 cups a day, which is really bad, and I'm aware of that now. Now I'm actually buying bottled waters, and I just find that it's easier to stay on top of how much water I'm actually drinking. It kind of like makes me feel like drinking more. Now I actually drink 2 liters, sometimes even a little bit more. And lastly, step 3, introduce fitness and exercise back into my days. So exercise and movement has always been a big part of my life. I started working out when I was young, going to the gym. I did gymnastics, I was a dancer, and being in hospitality, I was always on my feet, working long hours for many years. I had a lot of movement in my life and I was always on the go. But there came a time and point where this all stopped. I stopped working, I stopped going to the gym and working out. For the first time in my life, I became quite sedentary for quite a few years. So my body just wasn't getting the workout and the movement that it needed. So I finally decided to slowly start working out again. The first step of actually getting yourself to go to the gym does take a lot of mental work, and you do really have to kind of convince yourself to go, or at least that's how it was for me. So I just started with walking on the treadmill for 10 minutes a day. And then I started walking for 20 minutes, then I would escalate to 30 and 40. I then started introducing light weights, and I just gradually kept walking for a longer amount of time and at a higher level until I became used to it, getting that control and that strength back in my body. Well, fast forwarding a few months after that till now, I now go to the gym 6 times a week at around 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm able to walk over an hour and walk over 6 kilometers per day. It's just the most perfect way to start my day. It gets me feeling super good, super ready. I feel this different type of energy that complements the energy that the food and that the good sleeping gives me. We all works really well together. So this brings me to the end of my video. If you watched until this point, thank you so much for watching. For me, these changes started 1 year ago when I decided it was time to take action and ultimately have a healthier mind and life. I have come such a long way and feel so proud to see how much I have accomplished and been able to change and correct in such a short amount of time. But most importantly, that I remain consistent. The thing that helped me the most was focusing on taking one step at a time. So if you are wanting to implement some healthy changes in your life, I really encourage you to do so. Your future self will thank you for it. This concludes the 3 steps that I took that changed my life for the better. And I hope that in watching this, you were able to take something from this and you can also implement this for yourself too. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment down below, or subscribe to my channel if you liked my video. See you in my next video. Ciao!